Just a minute. I'll make sure we're on.
So that's my add-on. That's a wording for it.
Okay. I'll make sure we're on just a second here. Just a minute. Okay, I think we're ready.
Did you guys close the workshop?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
All right, everyone, let's call the December 10th town board meeting to order. Everyone, please stand and join me in the pledge of the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There is one add-on resolution regarding Medina water rates.
I'm sorry, do we need to clear, I don't see anything on here for voting for the firm. And also,
Oh, yeah.
do we need to have, we haven't addressed yet the planning board's recommendation.
Yeah, we should do that next month. That can be part of the workshop for next
Okay,
month.
I didn't know if we were running out of time.
No, I think we're
up on our
okay if
6
we do
months
it,
yet?
I
Okay.
think we're okay if we do it next month. Right, yeah. I think we're good if we do it next month.
I got you covered.
I thought so.
No,
So we're not doing this
I thought we
resolution?
were, I thought this might have been it, but,
I'll bring it up.
okay.
Okay, we'll figure it out one way or another what we need to do tonight.
I'll
And-
just give you my recommendation.
Okay,
We'll go from there.
okay.
All right, public forum regarding agenda items only. Ms. Strike, you wanna speak now, or you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Highway report.
Good evening. Truck maintenance continues. New truck was put away for the winter. Still waiting for a build date. Had a power outage in November that created a smoke smell in the building. Out of caution, the fire company was alerted. They came and found no apparent issue. Plus, an electrician was brought in to inspect wiring, and it was deemed all secure. The generator was fired up and performed as should. The village vac truck was called in to empty the septic tank as we do once a year. Thank you, Jason. Through shared service, we sent manpower to assist the village with their leaf cleanup for a few days. Sent men in our leak detector to Yates to look for a possible leak. Water was turned off at the cemeteries and they were cleaned up. Water was flushed and required samples were sent in. CPL came to test the water pressure, so far all good. Had a water main in East Shelby to repair. Was difficult to locate as it was under the blacktop at the fire hall. The situation is resolved. Finish repair of the parking lot will commence in the spring. Again, thanks to the village for their vac truck and staff. Winter arrived last week. We had 7 overtime call-outs that equal to about 155 total hours. Plus we consumed close to 500 tons of salt. The men worked hard. I'm proud of their response time and efforts. With all that, I'm asking the board to give me authorization to enter into negotiations with 3 other towns and 2 villages on the possibility of purchasing a vac truck to be shared amongst a consortium. This is a large investment, but we ask for its use often. We should have some skin in the game. I don't have a lot of specific information at this time. Right now, it's just who may want to enter into an agreement. Another matter brought to me is if the board wants to change our water billing process. I submitted an option today. Please come see myself or Beth for clarification. There has been some controversy over the ability of a local elementary art teacher to have her young students in kindergarten and first grade make and display their artwork on the 2 trees in the foyer. I want to know if each of the board members approve this or should have this stopped immediately. Twice or 3 times there's been an issue. Please give me some guidance tonight as we hung holiday mittens on the trees yesterday. Also, please approve the 2 resolutions needed to complete the New York State Department of Transportation paperwork for the increased snow plowing mileage and to end the never-ending stacking of e-waste. Thank you.
Dale, you had, there were several water tests done around this.
Pressure test?
Is that what they were, pressure tests? No,
McAndrew Lab.
McAndrew Lab?
McAndrew Labs.
Yes,
9:30, 10:08.
that was to, approve the vault. Once it's sanitized, cleaned, it has to be tested before we're allowed to turn it on.
Okay.
Didn't we, support the elementary school last year with Christmas trees? Them decorations?
Yes, we did.
Anyone have an issue with that?
No.
Go ahead, keep going with it then.
Thank you.
Jeff, you good with that?
Yep.
Okay, keep going with that. She's got her permission. What else did you ask?
I didn't ask him, I didn't know what a vac truck was.
Oh, it's a
Oh.
vacuum truck for sucking out.
Yes, no, so we don't have to dig with the mini excavator. We can bring in the village's vac truck where Carlton has one also. And it's just a huge vacuum cleaner that'll pick up a stone as big as your head. And it just cleans the area. We use it to maintain safety for water coming into the pit. You don't have to usually call a stakeout if you're gonna use a vac truck to fix a water valve.
Are, you guys good with them exploring that option? Ed? Linda? Yeah? Steve?
I'll need something.
Exploring it, we gotta find something out about it.
Well, yes, they just wanna know who's interested in the possibility. So if we show interest, then we can attend the meetings and we can come back with more information.
You good with that, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thanks, Dale.
Yep.
Yeah, assessor's report.
Good evening. 2 houses have gone on the market, both over assessed value. 2 houses have been sold, both were sold over assessed value. I'm getting ready to send out exemption renewal letters. They'll be sent out right at the first of the year. All exemptions, renewals are due by March 1st, so any new ones, any renewals, due by March 1st. On the agenda, there is a resolution to reappoint Marion Fry for a 5-year term to the Board of Assessment Review. She looks forward to serving another term, so I appreciate that. And then lastly, I'm asking the board to please fill the 5th position on the Assessment Review Board. The position has been vacant for 2 years, and it is good to have 5 people. So, that is all.
Thanks, Julie. Darlene, you got the ad, yes, the ad. The ad.
I do have the ad.
Okay.
It was sent off to Bob at the Penny Saver, so it'll be advertised in the Penny Saver on Sunday, and it's on the website.
Thank you. Planning board.
Yeah, I see underneath other, you have taken our recommendation of reappointing Roger Wilkins to another term on the planning board and Mark Irwin as the alternate. You were talking earlier about the moratorium. That is expiring, I believe, first part of February. So it gives you 2 months,
Okay,
and that means getting this to the county and back, public hearing. Our recommendations is you can always extend it for another 6 months. That's, I don't know where you stand on the board, but you're cutting it kind of short.
right. Right, so next month we'll set it up to extend it for another 6 months. And then we can start considering it from there.
Yes, instead of being rushed into it,
Right.
give you some time.
Yep.
And it's a common practice that happens
Yep.
at the county level, so, okay, thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff. Code enforcement, zoning, Mr. Wolf.
Good evening. I was on vacation the last half of October and the first several weeks of November. I'm back now, and it was a good time of the year to do that. It's notoriously slow. So November's report, I issued 3 building permits. I did 7 inspections to close out existing building permits with the certificate of compliance. I'm completing my fire safety inspections that are required by the Department of State on for public assemblies. They're required to be inspected once a year. I've completed 2 of them, Antioch Bible Baptist Church and Alabama Full Gospel Fellowship Church. Plan on the next several weeks to complete those. I don't know if I mentioned it, I'll be attending the Department of State required 24 hours training next month in January for 3 days to get my 24 hours credit. And that's all I have.
Okay. Thanks, Dan. We've got the historian's annual report. Copies are available in the clerk's office if anyone is interested in reading it. It's just what she's done throughout the year.
I think there's a couple down there too.
Yeah, there are some copies down there also. Okay. Resolution to approve town clerk's report for November.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Resolution to approve town board minutes November 12th.
So moved.
I second. Jeff?
Any discussion?
I just have one question for Darlene. That name was changed, right? Because the email that came out saying everything was corrected, there was no attachment. So the name of the person that spoke was corrected?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's on the website. What date was that?
November 12th.
It was changed earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All
I
in
know it
favor,
was.
say aye.
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 Jeff?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Resolution to approve budget workshop meeting minutes November 5th.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second.
discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? It's carried. Resolution to approve the budget workshop minutes November 12th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's carried. Resolution to approve public hearing minutes November 18th.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I just wanna make sure, those emails that were read at that meeting are entered into the minutes.
That's barely, yeah, that, okay.
They can be attached to it, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
You just gotta get the emails to Darlene,
Well,
right?
they
She
got 'em
doesn't-
already.
Okay, right.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution to approve to pay the claims against the town.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
discussion.
I just wanna say one thing, so, we did receive financial reports today from, LGSS, letting us know where we stand basically through November of 2024 with our expenditures. So I just wanna make sure people know.
Yes, we are.
Here.
Yes, no,
that's
he was
something-
asking a different question, sorry, go ahead, Linda, sorry, I'm
Thanks, Ed.
listening. Nope, I'm listening, go ahead.
Okay.
Jim,
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Oh, do you wanna?
Right, so just, a couple of additional things on the financials that Linda mentioned. So it's that abstract through November, but it's payroll through October. It's everything that was posted, but it does not reflect payments that are manually entered, such as debt service. It also does not reflect the budget amendment on the DA 5130.200 account, which was for the payment of the truck. And then in the DB fund, you'll notice that there were a couple chips was over and payroll was over in the DB account, but LGSS will recommend the board can approve transfers within the DB fund. So for example, there's a contingency in the DB fund that has money available that can be used to cover the payroll, and then I think it was contractual expenses has money left over that can be used to cover the overage in the chips.
Yeah.
So just wanted to also
Scott,
make note of that.
on the budget, I put 240,000, that's a conservative, because you don't know what they're gonna take out maybe, but I had the letter that says 260,000.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
that's good
it's, we were told that it's always able to amend the budget with the letter.
Yes, we can also do that if you have the letter and
I-
can share it, okay.
enough. Okay.
So you could do that at the year-end meeting.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
I'm gonna abstain,
I also abstain.
but only for the reason that we just got these reports right before we walked into the meeting, so I haven't had a chance to look at any of them, so just because of that, and I wanna abstain.
Okay, motion's carried. Resolution set year-end meeting, what are we looking at here? Darlene, what's good to you? When can you be here?
Oh, I don't know.
The 30th? 27th?
For the year-end meeting, let's do the
30th,
30th,
6 o'clock,
sure.
you guys good with that? Okay. 12:30, 6 p.m. Is that a resolution, Darlene, or is that just a set?
It's just a resolution to set the
Okay.
meeting.
Is there a, motion to accept that?
So move.
Second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution to set the organizational meeting. Is there a motion?
When is that?
We could make it second or the third. Second?
Make it the third, because we come back on the second.
It's a Friday.
What is?
Third's a Friday.
That's okay. I'll be taking taxes and usually we get the second.
Okay, so January 3rd, 6 p.m.
That's good.
Is there a motion to accept this?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Resolution to reappoint Marion Fry to Board of Assessment Review starting 2024 for 5 years.
No, 2025.
What? So what?
She starts on January 25th of 25. You said 24.
That's
It's
what it
in
says.
here that way.
Yeah, that's the term, right? Started in September? Okay.
Oh, so it runs September to September. All right.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Steve gonna
Opposed?
abstain?
No,
Steve's gonna abstain?
they're not related. They're not married. He doesn't have to abstain.
Oh. Just trying to save him.
Resolution to reappoint Larry Zukowski, I was gonna say that, I wasn't sure, to a 5-year term on the zoning board. This term will expire December 2029. Is there a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution to reappoint Roger Wilkins to the planning board for another term.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution to reappoint Mark Irway as planning board alternate.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution with respect to Hemlock Ridge Host Community Agreement. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we're open for discussion.
So that's the resolution that I emailed out. Where you're basically not entering into a pilot, you're gonna take the money that Hemlock Ridge is paying through a host community agreement. And that aggregate megawatt payment is approximately $324 per megawatt. That's the Shelby share
For you.
per year, per megawatt.
And this turned out to be basically the same amount as the pilot, it's just they're doing it in a different way, wasn't there some?
Yes, so rather than enter into a pilot, the towns and the county have opted to take that payment through a host community agreement, and the schools are taking it through a public education benefit payment or something like that. So that way, the IDA doesn't need to administer the pilot or the payments.
Is that increases that for so many years, right? I think, what's that?
What does?
The payment?
No,
Whatever
it's
it's
324, right.
Okay. That comes out to $64,800 yearly. Any further discussion? We'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Schiffer?
Aye.
Sykes?
Aye.
Lemonna?
Aye.
Delaney? Aye. Wangowitz? Aye. Motion's carried. Darlene, weren't there two add-on resolutions for DOT?
I only had one.
There's one on the last page.
Is there? Okay,
Oh.
all right. Resolution to enter into a supplemental agreement with the
Oh.
New York State Department of Transportation for additional mileage for the 24-25 season. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, can you tell me what this is?
The state of New York came to us in the fall when the town of Ridgeway gave up plowing 31E from Marshall Road to Saltworks Road. So they added that to our agreement. So there's a supplemental, they had to change the contract and they needed a resolution accepting the supplemental agreement for those miles.
How many total miles is there?
Added on,
Yeah.
it's 29 point something total that we do. I don't have the exact number, but from basically Marshall Road to Saltworks Road can't be 3/4 of a mile, so it's not much.
And the next resolution, that's to extend the contract we have now, plus what we're gonna.
Yeah, the
possibly
5-year
do tonight?
extension, including this year,
Okay.
to include this year.
Dale, you said from Marshall Road to Salt Road?
Yes,
It wouldn't be from Shelby Basin Road to Salt?
there's a good possibility that's where we usually turned around. But I
Yeah, well-
wasn't sure if we were supposed to go all the way to Marshall Road, but Shelby Basin to Saltworks Road.
Yeah, you'd have to go from Hoffman Road all the way to
We come
Saltworks
Hoffman
and-
Road to Shelby Basin now.
Right, but there's a section,
And usually we would go up to Marshall Road to turn around
Oh, okay.
because Ridgeway would come over the Marshall Road Bridge and they would plow up Saltworks Road to our shop, turn around and go back, but now we're doing the whole block.
okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, how much a mile are they gonna, pay us for doing this?
It's on a percentage at the end of the year as to how much snow they determine the payment.
You read the contract? Or you've seen?
I haven't seen it, no, haven't seen it.
Should we be voting if you haven't
They
looked
probably
at
better
it?
read it first.
It's the same agreement we've had with the state for decades.
Right, so if it's the same and it's just changing the mileage, then I'm okay with that, yes.
Okay, we do a roll call vote. Schiffer?
Aye.
Sykes?
All right,
Lima?
Aye.
Zelini?
Aye.
Langowitz, aye. Motion passes. Resolution to enter into a 5-year extension of said contract with New York State DOT, extending the plow agreement to include 24-25 season. So starting this year for 5 years. Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
second.
Discussion? We'll do a roll call vote. Schiffer?
Aye.
Sykes?
Aye.
Lima?
Aye.
Zelini?
Aye.
Langowitz, aye. Motion is carried. All right, last resolution. Resolution authorizing the town attorney to draft a letter to the village of Medina regarding water rate negotiations. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
It's open for discussion. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
Accounting firm, stop, it's not on here, but you need to add it.
Okay.
think we could leave it like that, and then I think we can have discussion and then add that depending on what the discussion is.
All right, last add-on resolution. Resolution to accept the bid from Single Source Accounting to perform all accounting services for the town of Shelby. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I second.
It's open for discussion.
Is there, detailed, was there, work scope of work they're gonna be doing? I mean, maybe the public doesn't wanna hear it unless they go down.
Do you have one with you? I don't have one with me. Not with me. Basically, they're gonna be covering all accounting practices. They'll be doing, to start off with, they're gonna do all of our books, all our reconciliations, everything that bookkeeper used to do, they will be doing. They will also, temporarily, we'll see, possibly doing the vouchers, and that's what we need to discuss also. Do we wanna, include that in their bid? Accept their bid for doing the vouchers also?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
I say yes.
You don't get a vote there.
That would make my life so easy.
So, is there anything else you guys wanna add to this resolution? Anything else you wanna add to that besides that? Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be coming on site at least maybe a couple times a month, or is there any
I think
stipulation?
it says that in their proposal. Did it? I thought it did.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it, and Linda, I know you'd reached out and it got some additional information too, I was trying to find that email.
It was the requirement of the RFP that they must come on site. I don't remember, I think it was a minimum of 3 days a month or once a week or something.
I think it's 3 to 5 days a month is what it's supposed to be.
What was the woman's name that sent it to us?
Margaret. I think it was like not, we should probably word it not to exceed, because they're high, they were 68. I would put that on there, not to exceed 68, because that includes the vouchers. Okay.
I believe when she followed back up with the additional responses, it said in there that they wanted a 3-month period to be able to see what time it was going to take and hopefully be able to whittle that down and then give us a more determined amount from there.
Yeah, so, oh man. So I'm just gonna read the email that she sent back to you, Linda, in terms of what they're proposing. So, month-to-month recurring work would include payroll processing, journal entry, bank reconciliation for all accounts, recording deposits and cash transfers, issuing review of claim vouchers and issuing vendor payments, report generation and monthly meetings with the board to review the results and answer questions before the public town meeting. For those services, they estimate 278 hours total, or approximately 23 hours per month, for $45,000. If the claim vouchers are entered by single source personnel into the town accounting system, that will be an additional 80 hours added to their time, which is an additional 7 hours per month, or approximately $56,000 a year. Included in both of the budgets is annual budget preparation, 32 hours, annual town audit assistance, 32 hours, and I'm just gonna clarify for the public that that is not the audit. The town still needs a separate auditing firm, because the entity that does the bookkeeping cannot actually audit their work, but they will do whatever is necessary to help prepare the information that the auditing firm needs. So that's what that audit assistance line is. And then attend the full public town meetings, in addition to meeting with the board. And then they included, with the budget, the audit, and the public meetings, their range, with inputting claim vouchers is 63,000 to 67,000 a year. Yeah, okay.
So I'll make that not to exceed 67,000. So we got this resolution to accept the bid from Single Source Accounting to perform all accounting services for the town of Shelby, not to exceed $67,000. Steve, you made the motion to accept that?
Yeah.
Jeff, you still want to second that?
Yes.
Okay, any further discussion? Do a roll call vote. Schiffer,
Yes. Aye.
Sights,
Aye.
Lemonna,
Aye.
Zelini,
Aye.
sorry. Wengwitz, yes, aye, motion's carried. Mind is a terrible thing to wait. Okay, we'll open up the public comment. John Pratt.
Do you do board member comments first? Right, right. You need to do board member
Oh, okay, all right.
comments first, so, yes,
I read it backwards.
okay.
Okay, board comments, Mr. Delaney.
I have one question regarding remote access to the cameras. I was wondering if you're gonna be able to get on that with, to sign in and all that, access to that.
What, it's not mine.
Oh.
My only recommendation is that there should be some kind of
Policy that the board implements with respect to all of that type of information and access. That's my only comment.
Well, I guess we should come up with a policy then, or we get rid of all the cameras. Because all the highway employees and the town clerk both told me they don't want anyone watching them during the day. So,
Let's say not me. Town clerk didn't tell you that.
yeah, she did yesterday. She doesn't wanna be watched.
Who said that? I did not.
Okay, all right. I'm not gonna argue with you. Okay, well, what do you wanna do with that? You guys wanna come up with a policy?
Table it for a policy.
Okay. Let's table it for a
Outside of
policy.
January, we can come up with some type of a policy.
Okay.
All right, are you good on that, Mrs. Lane?
Yeah.
Ms. Lemonna?
Nothing.
Mr. Seitz?
I'm good.
Mr. Schiff?
Dale Root asked us to do something about a Christmas tree, right?
We did it. You did it.
Are you sleeping?
I don't remember any.
I gotta start
Yeah,
pinching you.
we did.
Something about the
Questioned
elementary school?
The elementary school.
In the
I asked you,
vestibule.
you said you were good with it, we did a vote.
Well, I thought you said there was an issue.
There is
There
no
was.
issue. There is no
But now
issue.
that the whole board says yes, there's no more issue.
Resolved,
Right, it's all good.
resolved.
Okay.
You did a good job,
I was
Mrs.
lied to.
Without you, it wouldn't have succeeded.
You wanna,
Yeah, I do. My thoughts together here. Okay. So,
Just an update on where things stand, in terms of completing the books for 23 and 24. So Nicole Ruff was here earlier today from Drescher Malecki to get some additional information that she needs. She's very close to having everything done for 2023. Her recommendation is that once she completes 2023, that we give that information to the auditor and have the auditor review and make whatever adjustments he's going to make. Apparently, he made a number of adjustments for 2022 that never got inputted because we didn't have numbers for 23. So we've got to go back and do the 22 adjustments that Joe Naples has recommended, and then she wants him to review the numbers for 23 and make any, recommendations with respect to adjustments. Joe happened to also be in today, so while Joe was here, we brought him back, and basically I think what everybody was talking about is Nicole would finish 2023 by the end of this year. And then she would get that information to Joe. I made it very clear to Joe that we would need him to turn around the audit as quickly as possible on 2023 so that then we could start 2024.
What was his timing?
He said 2 weeks. And Nicole and I looked at each other like, really? But that's what he said. I did not, but I will follow it up with an email. So yeah. So that's where that stands. And then in terms of 2024, in talking to Tina today from LGSS, to talk about what kind of reports we could come up with for the town board, right, to give you some type of information. And so I apologize, we just had that conversation today, and hopefully going forward, this is the type of information that we can provide until we have everything updated, so that way at least you have something. But Tina, I think, has already started everything for 2024. So I don't know what we're gonna need Nicole to do for 2024. So I think what I'm gonna suggest for 24 is that Tina and Nicole talk about how much work Tina's already put in
For all of 24?
for all of 24.
So she didn't wait and start with September, she went back.
It sounds like she has gone back, yes. So we might be able to get everything, I'm hoping, 23 and 24 all wrapped up and reconciled by March of 25. I know, Linda. I know.
I'm thinking end of January.
I'm thinking February or March.
How about we tell them January?
It's gonna depend on Naples.
Do you have a price tag so far, what they spent?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed, I did not ask her that. I can ask her. I can send her an email and ask. I apologize. I was more concerned about timetable and stuff, so I'm sorry. And then I think the other thing that I would just like to discuss is in terms of Williamson Law, so Nicole has pretty much said that the problem is twofold, right? The first problem is that the accounts weren't brought into Williamson correctly. Certain accounts were flip-flopped, they created new accounts, and then they didn't bring over some accounts, right? So there was a huge problem with the setup. And then in addition to that, both Nicole and Tina have told us that things that Williamson Law does and that they're familiar with how Williamson Law operates for other towns and what it can do and what it can generate isn't working correctly for Shelby. I heard that from both Nicole and Tina, that it's not doing what it should be doing. I will tell you that we have reached out to Williamson multiple times. We have requested the assistance of a gentleman named Ted, who is basically the guy assigned to help us. He provided a certain amount of assistance up to a point. One of the reasons that, Nicole was delayed was because Ted couldn't be bothered to respond for weeks. She reached out a couple times, I reached out, finally I suggested to Scott that he, reach out to somebody higher up at Williamson, which led to an interesting email back from Williamson, basically saying, they've already provided more support than they've ever provided anybody else, and that if we want any more assistance from them, that, we're gonna have to pay for it, essentially. I'm gonna write them a nasty little letter back, and in that nasty little letter, I'm going to suggest that we want some of our money back, since, there were all of these issues with the creation, and then there are still continuing issues with how it's functioning for us. That is not user error. It appears that it is, in fact, Williamson law error. Now, that's not to say that there weren't also some bookkeeping errors that were made, because Nicole has also found that there were bookkeeping errors that were made, but there was also, in fact, problems with Williamson law. I would not move forward with Williamson law, period.
So who,
Would be my recommendation to the board.
and did Nicole have a recommendation for another software?
No, but I figured we'd ask, I didn't ask her because I figured we'd ask whoever we're going to move forward with.
Yes.
That's why I didn't ask her.
Okay.
I'm sure she would have given one if I had asked, but
Well, I'm just, maybe we might wanna get a couple recommendations from different people and look ourselves before we end up in the same situation with the next software.
sure, so I can ask her that when I ask her in terms of fees as well, and then I think we should also ask single source.
Yes, and then, there are people out there that do like software consulting that might also have some, we can check around maybe and see if there's a couple, so we should have a couple options to look at and determine.
And so I think we should also talk to single source too in terms of, since we're probably not going to have final 2024 numbers until February or March of 25, right? I mean, is there a way for them to keep some sort of general ledger in Excel to give us time to figure out a new software company?
Yes, and the woman that works for Tronconi Sagara, who came from the state, might have some software options of things that she has seen in her auditing years that might be helpful also.
Right, and I'll also just say, I initially wasn't in favor of a change with everything, that we've been going through and processing and trying to get, it just didn't seem like it was the right time for a software change, but from what I heard from Nicole and what I heard from Tina, and then getting that email back from Williamson Law, my recommendation would be I'm gonna write them a nasty letter, threaten, to sue them, tell them we want money back, and I would recommend that the board make some kind of change. I just wanted you to know that I didn't come to that decision lightly.
Yeah, I heard the question asked, we did not set up the software. Williamson set up software and transferred everything, all of our information. We asked Williamson to fix it and they hung us out the job, so, that's where we're at. So, I'll say my comments at the end, let's move with public comments. John Pratt, back to you.
Me too.
Just touching base on this, real quick while I'm thinking of it. And we just spent all of our money of our ARPA fund for a damn new truck. Whatever, that was the wrong move to spend the ARPA money on that truck, whatever. Alright, and these policies.
Not to interrupt, but just, the ARPA money did need to be spent by the end of this year, so it had to be spent on something by the end of '24.
Need to be allocated.
Yes, it need to be allocated, you're correct, it need to be allocated for something by the end of '24.
Right. Alright, these policies we went over and changed and all that, were they policies that we had here?
No, these are new policies we got.
They were all,
Yeah,
they were all
these
new
are all
policies.
ones,
Yes,
Okay.
and they were provided by Nicole from Drescher and Malecki.
Okay, cause I was just wondering if we had anything we were following, to start with. Let's see here. Probably this time of year, we don't need outhouses at the cemeteries, I would say, right?
He left them there, he's not charging us for them. We're just
Okay.
gonna bring them back in the spring, so we just left them so he doesn't have to store them.
That's good, just a question, we're over there all the time.
You can't use them.
Why can't
Buzz
you?
off, buzz off, Dale. Okay, fine. Okay, we got another question, Dale. What's it costing us to store the truck, the new truck?
$450 for the season.
There's nothing we can move outside and under that lean-to outside of the building, and there's,
The old grader's sitting outside too, plus another truck that we use as a spare.
okay, just a question. And the last but not least, seems like I remember going round and round about this new trailer you got, and what a pain in the ass it was gonna be to share services, get the trailer, get it when we needed it to use it. Now, we're looking at a vacuum truck with probably twice as many people having money in the game. What kind of a deal are we gonna have there? That's just my question, just looking down the road, are we gonna have it available, is it gonna sit here, or we gotta go and see Ridgeway, we gotta go see somebody else to get it? That's just the question I have.
Thanks, Jeremy.
No, I reserve my time to
Dale, do we have insurance on that truck, or is it just?
Yes.
We have coverage on the truck right now?
Yes,
Okay. So if it gets damaged over there, if the roof caves in, truck burns
he's
up?
insured also.
Yeah, but his insurance says they're not responsible for anything.
Bill, I'm sorry, the agreement, Dale, that went with the invoice, there was language in there that said something about not being liable for,
Oil spill.
I just wanna make sure we're covered.
Fairhaven Treasures has no responsibility for any loss of, damage to, or destruction of the vehicle while in storage or on the grounds regardless of cause. That was just one statement, that's why I said Kathy should read that. I'm not the legal expert here, but I just wanna make sure, and we should,
It's insured so we can be able to move it.
the truck is insured, but is it insured, do we have an insurance, does our insurance company list that as an additional site that's covered?
We should.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Can you handle that?
Yep.
Okay. Let me know when that's done.
Cost.
There shouldn't be a
No,
cost.
they'll be added up.
Right.
Okay. I think we answered your question from last month, John, on the auditing. Mr. Ike, do you have anything?
No, I don't.
We're good, we passed that resolution, that's what the county was looking for in
Very good, thank
EDA? Okay. Anyone got anything else? You good, Yana?
I just talked to Kathy.
Okay. All right. Can I get a motion to close the meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Oh, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, meeting's closed. Thanks, everyone. Got any questions, come up, ask.